Hello everyone and welcome to the Arbor Farm. Thank you for joining us. In today's episode, I want to show you how you can use eggshells to benefit your garden, as well as a few myths too. Let's get started. So the number one question when it comes to eggshells and gardening is, should you use them? And the answer is yes. Yes. Still yes. Yes. We recommend using eggshells in gardening, whether you're talking about flower gardening or vegetable gardening. Either way, they will help to give your garden a benefit that is naturally found in eggshells. And instead of using the egg and throwing the shell away, why not put them to use? So why should you use eggshells? Let's give that some thought. When it comes to using eggshells in your garden, the reason that you'll want to use them, the number one reason, is that the eggshells are chock full of calcium. So that helps your soil and it helps your plant to grow. So when you think about calcium in this little eggshell, and we're referring to the use of chicken eggs here, what does calcium help do to our bodies? If we drink milk which has calcium, or if we eat foods that have calcium, what do? They help to strengthen our bones. And the same is true when calcium is used for the soil that plants grow in. It helps strengthen their cells and their cell tissues. So calcium is very beneficial to plants. The second thing that eggshells do to soil when you're gardening is that it alters the pH of the soil. So you think of soil that's too acidic. When you add eggshells to your soil, it helps to alter the acidity or alter the pH, and it helps those plants to grow even better. So eggshells are a great use in that way. And number three, a reason that we like to use eggshells in our flower gardens and in our vegetable gardens is that they help to provide good drainage. Not only the soil benefit of helping the plants to grow well and to help feed them, but they provide drainage in the soil. When you crumble them up and you mix them into the soil, they help to provide drainage. They serve kind of like sand or grit that you would use to help provide drainage. So they're good in that aspect too. All right, if you're on track by now and you're thinking, okay, I've got chickens, or yep, I do baking and we use eggs in our house, but I just take those babies and I throw them away after I'm done with the egg, the inside of the egg, and I'm ready to use those for my garden. How do I go about doing that? Well, we're here to show you exactly how you can use your leftover eggshells for your garden. And there are several ways that you can do that. The number one way is to use it as a soil additive, and that's exactly what we like to do. We like to crunch up our eggshells and then just mix it into the soil. And the plants pull from that calcium and pull from the nutrients that the eggshell provides, and it helps them to grow well. A second way that you can use these in your garden is to, first of all, crumble them up and add them to your compost or your mulch pile and mix it in as those plant materials and other things that you add to your compost begin to break down. And eggshells are very good for that. So add them to your compost first, then use that compost or that mulch and use that in your garden later on in the season after it breaks down. Number three, a third way that we like to use and that you also might enjoy using eggshells for your garden is in the winter when we're starting seeds. We like to crumble up some eggshells, put them in our seed starter little cells that we're using, and those help to provide nutrients to those new little seedlings that we're growing. The fourth way to use eggshells is with coffee grounds. If you're a person who enjoys drinking coffee, then save your coffee grounds and save your eggshells, crumble them up, mix them together, and add that to your soil or your compost. And the combination of the two makes a great soil enhancer, and your plants will thrive from that. I'm gonna show you here just quickly how we break up our eggshells. It's pretty straightforward. If you have a food processor or a blender, you might like to stick them in and grind them real small, which is fine. But we just use our hands. It's pretty straightforward. So I have a bucket here of my compost that we like to use, and I'm just going to break these up and put them in there. I just crumble them with my hand and put them right into the soil. You can do this directly into your garden if you want, or your flower beds. So after I've got it all crumbled together, I just mix it with my hands. And if I was doing this down in our rows of flowers, directly where they grow at the base of them, that would be fine. You can also mix it in a bucket and then add them around the base of the plants that you want to benefit from this soil that's been enriched. So once that's completed, you just add it to the base of the soil, or you can leave it in your compost and allow it to break down even further until you're ready to use it. So now that we've done that and you can see how it is used, wanted to address a couple of myths that are out there. The first being that using eggshells in your garden helps to deter slugs and pests. Now let me tell you, this is not going to stop any slugs or pests. If you put this into your garden, they're just going to go right on past it. So it doesn't help to deter slugs and pests. Another myth that's out there about using eggshells has to do with growing tomatoes. And some people say that using eggshells in your vegetable garden when growing tomatoes helps to prevent blossom end rot. And it does not help prevent blossom end rot. Blossom end rot is when the bottom of your tomatoes start rotting out when they're still on the vine. Blossom end rot is caused instead by uneven watering in the climate. So if you don't give them even water, like every other day or whatever, they go through a season of drought and then a season of a lot of rain. That's what causes blossom end rot, not anything else. And so eggshells cannot prevent that. Thank you for taking the time out of your day today to join us. We hope that you found our content using eggshells in your garden and some of the myths helpful. Our goal is to provide content that's beneficial to you and that is applicable. If you found our content in this video helpful, we ask that you give it a like and subscribe to our channel so that you can receive notifications when we post our next content. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.